everybody. I know it's been a minute. I have been doing stuff like all of us, you know, who are on YouTube and we don't have time to post videos, but I'm back and I wanted to do this video because I want to talk about what has been happening in my running journey. I told you that I was going to be talking about this new running journey that I found. I absolutely love running, and we have come to a place, you guys, where bum, 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 I have an injury. And this is the first time that I've said it out of my mouth that I have an injury. There is not one single runner who would want to admit that they have an injury. When I started this journey, I was like, please, God, I just don't want to be injured. I don't want to be injured. I don't want to be injured. But the reality is that you probably will get injured if you decide to run and do long distance or serious. If you decide to do it for a long time, you are going to find yourself injured. So what happened? So I had a long run. I've been on this half marathon training plan, which, if I be honest, hasn't been a very strong plan. And that probably was the first clue that I could be injured. So this plan that was kind of iffy, I went out for an 8-mile run, and that 8-mile run was with friends, and I have recently found a community of people that I absolutely adore. And so sometimes, especially with long runs, I go out with other ladies. And so this particular time, we went out and met up with the ladies, and each person had different lengths or distances. And so I was like, oh, okay, you're doing 11, you're doing 10, and this other person, I'm doing whatever you guys do. And I was the only one that had 8. So I know from watching YouTube and listening to my mentors that you don't do drastic leaps. You don't deviate from your training plan. I know this, okay? So don't bash me. I know this. But for some ridiculous reason that day, one reason I didn't want to be left behind, and the peer pressure within myself of everybody else is doing 11. Girl, come on, you can do it 11. You got this. You come on. And so guess what my crazy butt did? I pushed to 11. Mind you, hindsight is 2020. I realized that I was going too fast. Number one, that I was going too far. But it wasn't until after I finished the 11, I was like, yes, I finished the 11. But my body was a wreck. My hip started to hurt first. My calves turned into boulders, and then my knee, the back of my knee, the tendon or the ligament was like pulled and strained, and I was limping after that run. And I should have known that there was something wrong, but I ignored the fact that I was injured, and I just said it was just a really hard run. I'll be fine in a couple of days. And a couple of days came, and a couple of weeks, and I kept running on it, and you guys, it just didn't get any better. It didn't hurt. It doesn't hurt when I walk. It doesn't hurt when I do daily activities. But when I get to about 2 miles, then there's a wall. It's a pull in the back of my right knee, and it starts with a little bit of a, hey, I'm here, hello. And then it's like, yeah, no, we're not doing this. And so I went to PT, started doing all kind of stuff. I actually did a race recently, which, listen, y'all, if y'all have never done the race, you have to. This is such a fun race for the culture, okay? The race. Look how pretty this medal is, okay? I did a 5K. They had half marathoners, and it was just an amazing experience. But during that race, it was one of my trials to kind of see how was I gonna feel. I had started doing PT, and I was kind of feeling it out. They were saying I needed to strengthen my muscles because my muscles were weak. I was overusing all of this. I have an issue with the tendons and ligaments. being overworked. And so I did that race and I did feel it. I had my knee taped up. I did feel it, but it wasn't horrible. So I was like, yeah, I finished it, but it still was there. Had a conversation with an amazing young man that's in one of our communities by the name of James. And James pretty much told me, sit your ass down, okay? Sit your ass down. And so he made it very clear that as a master runner, as an older runner, our bodies don't do exactly what younger runners do. You can't snap back all the time the way that you think you can. And sometimes you just have to take a break from running, and it's okay. And because I'm stubborn and my personality, I want to be on the go all the time, that was really hard for me to hear. And so I listened, and he said, go check it out. Go at least get an x-ray. And so I did. I went and got an x-ray. Thank God. The x-ray said it was fine, but didn't do an MRI. The orthopedic specialist looked at my knee. Orthopedic specialist, he again said, you just need to do some more strengthening and all of this good stuff. And so I took off 9 days. Do you know what 9 days of not running does to a person? If you are a runner, you absolutely know what that is. But if you are not if a non-runner, it is madness. So I took off those days. I was doing other stuff at the gym, but I needed to run, and so I went running today. I got out there and I was running, and I was just like, let me see what happens. Let me see. And right at about mile 2, I started to feel it in the back of my knee. And I just bawled my eyes out. I was bawling and crying because this weekend I have a 10-miler. And then in November I have a half marathon that I am not prepared to run. And I had a moment because I felt that God was saying to me, April, I'm trying to get you to hear me through your body. And matter of fact, a couple weeks ago, I went to a conference, and a young lady prophesied and told me that God told her to bless my feet and that I needed to rest. So, y'all, you know what we do. Okay, what do you mean by rest? Rest like go to sleep rest, rest like I need to get away rest from running, like all of these things, rest in the Lord, all of these things. And I think it means all of it. And so me working through this injury, I believe that sometimes God will show us things through our bodies, and maybe there's grief there, maybe there's trauma there. I was talking to another runner friend today, and we were talking about maybe there's something that's inside that hasn't been resolved, and the body shows up. We show this in specific ways through injuries that happen. And so yes, it was an overuse, yes it was, but also some of the other things that I'm carrying, some of the weights of being a mother and a wife, and some of these other things that I have maybe never dealt with, now it's just piling on top of each other and piling on top of each other, and it's come to a head, and it's like, you better stop, and let's take some time and get quiet and really be in tune with our body and be in tune with our spirit to find out what is it that I need to pay attention to. So, as a new runner, last year when I started this journey, and even now, I have searched YouTube for videos from how to run a 5K, how to run a 10K, what do you need to eat on these runs when you run over an hour. And so I wanted to make this video for maybe some of you guys that are just starting to run or trying to figure out, oh, why is this happening? Maybe for some other people that have been running for a longer time too, and you have an injury. I think this experience for me has been more than just a physical, oh, you have an issue, you have an injury. And it has been a very soul-searching experience of, well, what else could be contributing to this problem? Maybe you do have an injury that's just a physical injury, but I believe also there are some times where we have to get quiet. We have to do some soul searching. We have to, me as a Christian woman, I believe that getting connected to Christ and prayer and meditation, that's so critical. Yes, when I run, I'm in meditation. But even sometimes we can make things our idols. And it's a very fine line when we find ourselves doing something really, really exciting and really, really beneficial like running, and then that turns into something that can become what looks like an idol, where we are diligent. We wake up at 4:30, 5:30 a.m. on certain days, and we get out there and we run, and we follow a training plan, specifically Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday long runs, and then God is speaking to us and we're not hearing him, and we're not doing some of the things that he's asked us to do, but yet we're great runners. We can be committed to that, and there's some other areas in your life that God is saying, I need you to apply some of that commitment over here. So I don't know if that's you, but right now I'm going through a phase where I am figuring it out. Whether it's rites of passage as a new runner, I am certain that I'm going to be a runner for a very long time. Listen, y'all, I'm going to be running when I'm 80. Okay, you're going to see me out there. I see them. Every time I run and I see older people, I am so like in awe. I look at their legs. I look at their muscular figures, and I go, wow, look at that. That's 80 years of running, or that's 50 years of running, or 30 years of running. And I just have given it a year and a half, not even a year and a half. I've only been over here maybe a year and some change. And so for me to expect that my body's going to just do exactly what it's supposed to do is really kind of silly. So I wanted to make this video as record for my journey, but I also wanted to be able to encourage somebody else always. This journey is not going to be linear. It's not going to be on a incline. Sometimes you're going to have some setbacks. And so I'm at a 2-mile wall right now, y'all. 2 miles, and I've run 11. And I was close to my 13 miles for my half marathon, which is next month. Who knows? Maybe I will be able to run it all. But in the meantime, I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to take care of my soul. I'm going to take care of my spirit and find out what is it that God is speaking. Have a good day.